Welcome back everyone to more Digimon World 2003. In the last video, I believe we finished off the legendary weapons we did. So, that's done. We only have one more thing to do, mainly side quest wise. Well, kind of. One whole thing to do. And that's basically well, there's optional. One side quest I'm pretty certain you have to do anyway, to do with like the extra story bit. But I don't actually think the legendary weapons are mandatory. I think they're optional, but I'd recommend getting them, and we will be doing it. It most likely won't be in this video. It will be in the second one, where we start to go for the legendary weapons. I think you can get the legendary weapons on the, in the extras bit after you've like done beating the game and stuff. But while we're here, we might as well just do it. At least from what I can remember, you get like a second chance, at least for some of them anyway. I don't know if I can find all of them, but it's a little bit more complicated after you've done everything. So, but yeah, we need to do what I've probably said a few times. We need to go to Digimon Island, or Doll Island, and face not the Digimons, it's the Atomons in this area. Now the Atomons are considerably harder than the Digimons we fought. I would recommend card-wise, I'll probably show you my card folder once we get there. I would mainly go for cards of 7 to 12, 13. At least get maybe one booster pack of each 6 to, because 6 is when you start to get some of the ultimates. And you can get some decent PG cards, program cards as well. And 12 is where you obviously get some of the megas and some of the higher up monsters, and some of the higher up cards as well, and higher up program cards and whatnot. But when I get to my folder, I'll show you recommendations of the sort of cards that you can get and what I'd recommend getting. I might even have some boosters left, I'm not 100% sure, I haven't checked. But I have done a test playthrough. Well, I haven't recorded it, but I've just played through it, and I'm pretty much fine up to a certain bit. I didn't bother to do any alterations for the other bits, but hopefully I should be alright. I've got a decent deck at the moment. It's not the best, I've had better decks, but I've been grinding for on and off for a while. It takes it out of you, and I'm just not getting the results I want, so I customized my deck the best I could, and I thought, well, as long as I can get past this is the main thing. I might struggle a little bit when it comes to legendary cards, because those card Digimon, they are, well, they're the strongest of the strong. Basically the Digimon that have the legendary cards are like elite card peoples, I suppose. They're a little bit like where you have certain random tamers that are like, I guess I'll call them super tamers, where they're like really strong compared to other tamers, and they're like that basically, but in card form. So anyway, yeah, so we've got a herd. We've got Atomons to go through, and not Digimon. So let's get. I'm drawing up my words today. Let's get started. What? You want to fight with me? That's what they all say, so I won't be saying it every time. It's the first time I'm saying it. Now, again, like the Digimon, they go around using certain elemental decks. At least I think until you get to either Metal Atomon or King Atomon, which then they just sort of do a bit of everything. But like for this guy, he's a level 50 White Master, so it indicates that he's a very high person when it comes to using white cards. He is fairly difficult, but I'll show you. Oh, I should have went in the card folder, but I might be able to go to my deck actually, and I lost that. That's fine. You want to be getting, hands down, PG cards that can help you draw your cards out of your deck. Basically like Pot of Greed from Yu-Gi-Oh! Charge Terminal, you can get it from, you know, Booster Pack 4 and above. 4 and 5 and 6. Try and get as many as you can, because you can draw cards from the deck. That's your Pot of Greed of this game. You don't necessarily have to have this one. You can have it earlier on. I mean, if you've got 3 of these and you get a Deceive Cloak, which I do have. Yeah, I do have this in my deck. I should show you here. Program card or program charge does what it says on the tin. You can pick one of the program charges. I've got Digimon here. This is a good one. Again, I think it's about 9 to 10 booster pack. You can get these from, like, if you're on the app, you'll have to get them from the Amaterasu server. If you go to like that server's south sector, where the bay is and everything, and where the jungle, where the ether jungle is, and you've got that place with the Numemons and everything. But you want to go to the dark server version of that. You can get like around 8 to 9s. Maybe if you go to west sector, you get about 10s, 11s. I would recommend getting like 14s and 15s. You'd have to be quite high leveled anyway to take out the card mod to get 14s and 15s. 14s and 15s are like mega levels, and with 14 and 15s I tend to find you don't get many program cards at all. You might be lucky from like 13 maybe, but 14 and 15 they all just seem to be high level mega monsters. And like I said, you need it's basically like sacrifices in a Yu-Gi-Oh game, where you have to have, like, you know, 2 stars to summon a blue eyes white 2 stars, 2 monsters to for a blue eyes white dragon. You know, all these megas you have to have like 3 blocks of red if it's a red monster, or you need 3 blue blocks, you know, because it's a water monster. And if you just throw in a load of megas, then you're not going to be able to summon anything. So I would recommend just sticking between 6 and 12, so you can get a decent amount of ultimates. Maybe use like 1 or 2 megas, use strong champions, and then get a decent amount of PG cards. But I'll say this, Digimon, you can summon 2 Digimons here, and if I've got both of these, I can get 4 Digimons on the field. Then I could do, the special bonus where you get an extra boost if you get 3 or 4 of the same card. And I've got a powerhouse deck right there, so I definitely recommend getting Digimon if you can. Again, this is a good one. Gold Aura adds 10 to all of the Digimon's AP and HP. Brilliant. It's a bit like the old cards, like I think it says on like an assault card, which increases your attack, and then there's like a protect one that does your defense. This one does everything, but for all the Digimon on your side of the field. Really good card. This one, if you can get this one, you might have to go for like the real higher ones, like 12B, maybe 13Bs. Freeze Bug, very good. It pretty much does what it says. It puts a just drawn PG card into the trash. So if someone's trying to draw cards from their deck, you can counter it by using this. That's basically like a trap countering a magic, or a magic countering a monster in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's how I'm trying to describe it. If there's any Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans out there and whatnot, it's basically like a magic trying to counter a monster. He's trying to summon a monster, and you're countering it with, some magic card that stops him from using that monster or summoning that monster or whatever. So that's pretty much what it does. It cancels any of the opponent's program card that they tried to use. Of course, this can work backwards, and they can freeze bug your freeze bug. Yes, that is a little bit of a mouthful. You could do the same as well. If you you use a charge terminal, and then the opponent says, "Oh fuck you, I'm gonna stop you right there, bitch," and throw a freeze bug, you can be like, "Bitch, what are you talking about? I got my own," and use your freeze bug to freeze his freeze bug. So yeah, I got 2. I've only got 2 because they can be hit and miss, these 2. I think these 2 can be fairly rarish. Freeze bugs can be very rare. So Gold Aura is not too bad. Digimon can be a bit rare, so just try your best and try and get as many packs as you can. This one I still think is pretty decent. Eclipse Undo. Again, you can get it from like booster pack 4 and above, so that's not too hard to get. Deceive Cloak. This is basically like the program card, but you can draw one card from your hand. Doesn't matter what it is. You can just, you know, choose whatever you want. This one, again, is a little bit like Eclipse Undo, but this destroys any monster that isn't a black card. Vicious Hacking. If you can get this is a good card. This can also backfire for you. The opponent likes to use this a lot. Basically, you can go into your opponent's hand and take one of his cards and put it in the trash. Good card. If you can pick it up, put it in your deck. I've still got the Digimons from like booster pack 4, and you can buy these as well from some of the other like Digimon and stuff as well. Again, like I say, Charge Terminal. Obviously got Angemon to complement my other Angemon, my summon Angemons, and just like general lower level cards. I mean, I haven't really bothered to change my monsters all that much. It's only the programming cards, so to be fair, I should probably change a few things, so I will. That's pretty much it. And then I've got Devimon, and I got a few brown cards, only because they require no blocks at all, so I can just summon, you know, BK King Numamon without any hassle. But I think I'm going to get another Charge Terminal. There's nothing specifically that I need. Well, actually, no. I'll get a Vicious Hacker. Why not? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to go too into it because otherwise I'll be here all day. Just me describing it. But that's what I would say. Roughly, get cards like that. You know, it'll definitely help. Get rid of this Gold Aura. That's pretty much sealed my win there. Another thing to note, if you want to know, like, because freeze program cards also count as blocks. So if you have 3 freeze bugs, you're going to get 3 blue blocks at the bottom, which means you can use those blocks to summon, say, an ultimate. You can also tell, roughly, you can guess what kind of cards they might have. If, say, for example, he has 5 white blocks and one of those blocks is blue, for 75% of the time, it's a freeze bug. You'll see that in some of the tougher opponents. You know, 75% of the time, when they normally have one blue block, it's a freeze bug, hands down. For the harder ones, so you think, oh, okay, it's got a freeze bug, it's probably going to use it at some point, so just be wary of that. They do get cleverer. If you think these guys are clever, then we haven't seen nothing yet, trust me. I'm even going to say a lot of the AOA soldiers, if you fought them before, you know, everyone went back to normal, they could be even harder than, I'd say, these Atomons. I don't know, it depends. We'll have to see when we get up to Metal Atomon and King Atomon. I can't remember how difficult they are. They're quite difficult, but we shall see. Some of them Patamon, so I'm going to leave it. I know what he tries to do. He basically summons 4 Patamon. Then if he had enough, then if he had his Gold Aura, he would use that to boost the 4 Patamons. I think I'm going to win, personally. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to summon Devimon. Because if you draw, you do lose. So it's unfair in that sort of sense. You have to win. If you draw, the opponent wins. No, yeah. If you draw, the opponent wins. If you lose, you lose. If you draw, you lose. So you basically have to win. It's not like, you know, you draw. Oh, never mind. We'll do another battle. It's you draw, you lose. I don't think they just didn't want you to go more than 3 rounds. I don't really know. It's weird. I'm not really sure. Hey, I've got Calamon. So I get to go first. Got my own Gold Aura. Not the best hand, but I may customize it a little bit again, just after this battle. I mean, I can handle these guys, but if I've got anything else worth changing, I suppose. I mainly just stick to champs because, like, say, ultimates and megas do take up blocks, so I don't like to use too many. And at times I do struggle to summon some of the ultimates I've got, or I have done. So You know. What am I like? Okay. I need to get rid of you. Help me out. Okay, and he's gonna use... I like doing this. Don't know if I've shown you this before. Whenever they try and power up a card, I like to stop them by using the card that destroys it. That way, that card does nothing because it says no Digimon was affected. I love doing that. It's like a troll lol. It's like, fuck you. You're trying to power it up now. I'm going to remove the Digimon so you can't power it up. Ah, shit. And there we have it. First victory. And yes, we'll be getting pretty much like high level cards. So high level boosters. So that would be useful. Unfortunately, the only thing I didn't quite get is that with all the Divamon in the Divamon Island, none of them will open your boosters, which is a shame. If you could open the boosters while you were there, which makes sense because Divamon's the one that opened the boosters. If there was at least just one, maybe the one in the island, you just speak to and be like, oh look, you know, I want to open boosters. You know, that could be handy because you could open the booster pack that you just won and it could help you for the next battle. But no, you have to, you know, use Submerimon to go all the way back. I don't like that. A lot of dickish things where you have to backtrack for certain reasons. And this game's got a hell of a lot of a backtrack. You know, so I haven't gotten used to it. But I don't get it. Why can't this Divamon like help me out or something? I don't know. Or even the Atomons over here. They don't really do anything. They're just there. Yeah, just as they're only just talking about how good they are and stuff. Only the strong in the card battle survive. You can't let your guard down even if you're a king. Indeed. I think I'll stick to Yugamon. Yugamon. I can't believe I just said that. Yugamon. Crossover between Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon. Oh man. We Atomon are much better at card battle than Divamon. We're much smarter than them. That's arguable. That's arguable, Atomon. That's arguable. You can't get too many of them. Oh, this person. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into items. I want to go into card folder. Right. Edit folder. I don't really go into card album that often, to be fair. Let's just go and have a look at all the cards you've gathered. You can. Okie dokie, this is my deck. It's my deck, fool. I might change that for something. Also got control parts. Control parts is a good card. Change program card to control parts. Control part actually allows you to control the opponent's card. So I'll keep that. I'll put that in there. I've got quite a few control parts also. Okay, I do have more freeze bugs. Well, yeah. So yeah, I've got quite a few, more than I thought. Also got that Protect Aura as well. I prefer Gold Aura over Protect Aura personally, so this one could be quite decent. E. coli Psycho, I guess. Basically, if you've got a card in your trash that you want to put back in your deck, you can with this card. Picks one card from trash. Oh no, sorry, to your hand. Sorry, no, that's even better. Yeah, puts it straight to your hand, which is awesome. You got the forces to increase your thingamajiggies. Blazing Chaos destroys brown Digimon. I don't really use the cannons. You've got fire cannon and you've got this other cannon destroys monsters and that. I don't think they're as good as like Chaos Virus. Got plenty of Deceive Cloaks here. Damn, more than I thought. Got so many. Homina. Let's go for another Deceive Cloak. Go for another Deceive Cloak. Let's go for one blue ultimate. Let's go for Zudomon. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, I don't really know what else I want to change, to be fair. I'm alright with that deck. I don't need everything to be so overpowered, sort of thing. Eventually, I like to do a brown deck only as well, which I've started. Oh, excuse me. Which I've started mainly because it helps. It can be kind of cheesy, but it does help sometimes. If you like use a brown card or use a brown deck, because you can just summon all these brown cards, you know, they could be really handy. It could also screw you over because there are certain duelists, I guess. Well, it's not Yu-Gi-Oh, but still, you know, certain people, certain tamers that know, well, not know, but they think, oh, if you've got any brown cards, I'm going to wipe them out. That's the only problem with brown cards. They can be so powerful, but at the same time, they've got so many weaknesses because they're so powerful. There's so many cards to kill them off, destroy them, put them in the trash and everything. So that's the only downside. But, you know, if you're fighting an opponent that doesn't have any of that, you can just cheese your way through, you know, and Bob's your uncle. Just cheese your way through with all these powerful... I mean, I normally have lots like BK War Greymon and, you know, more King Numamon, some Imperial Dramon, you know, all that stuff. And it helps. I can cheese through like lots of opponents, you know, and whatnot and everything. Not too great with the PG cards, but I just tend to put all sorts of PG cards, you know, in there and whatnot, you know, to help out. I don't necessarily need all of this. I mean, I could probably make a decent deck right now, decent-ish deck. Deceive Cloak. I'll have one of them. If I have another Summon Haguramon, do I have another Summon Haguramon? I don't think I do. I've got Revival Charge, return all cards in trash pack to deck, which is not bad. Not too bad. Security Hall, you can put 5 random cards from the opponent's deck into trash. On my charge terminal. So sorry this is taking too long. I'm going to edit out some bits later. Look for that charge terminal. I need a 4th one. Last one. Awesome. Do I have anything else of usefulness? Digimon Charge, Program in Charge, Illegal Access. Put your cards from opponents. Cancel Wheel. Cancel Wheel is not bad. Cancel Wheel is the less powerful freeze bug, basically. It can destroy. It can basically put a just drawn brown card in the trash. But freeze bug just destroys any, you know, card. So you know. Summon Haguramon. Yeah, all right. Let's go for Angemon strategy. Let's have some Summon Haguramons, and then have like Gold Aura power them up. That'd be awesome. Don't get Angemon. Where's Summon Haguramon? Got 4 of them. Awesome. We're gonna have a Gold Aura. No. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Oh right, vicious hacking, yeah. Like I said, it doesn't have to be completely, you know. Let's have something different. Let's have security hall. I want this card. Oh, I want this deck to be a bit different, so I'm gonna customize a few things. Yeah, like say, like that card, put all brand Digimon in the trash. So there's lots of weaknesses. Nope, 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 nope. Clips undo. Clips undo. This might actually work. This might actually work. Yeah. Control parts, control parts, control parts. No, I don't need a control part. Clips undo. So I've got 3 of them. Control parts. Freeze bug. Some power. More power. Maybe it's a few more enemies and monsters. Better ones. Rockmon. And whatever's next. Okay, no Rockmon. Okie dokie, that'll do. Oh no, I got these 2 at the end as well. Let's quickly replace them with Rockmon again. And then another Rockmon. Yep. Alright. That'll do. So yeah. Anyway. That's taken far too long, so let's do another card battle. I may very well